Have you ever wondered how mobile data works? This seemingly simple question has a fascinating answer filled with complexity and technological magic. Mobile data, in the most basic terms, is the technology that allows us to access the internet on our mobile devices. Whether you're scrolling through social media feeds, streaming your favorite music, or even navigating your way through city streets, it's mobile data that makes it all possible. Imagine a world where you can carry the power of the internet in your pocket, having access to a wealth of knowledge and entertainment at your fingertips, anytime, anywhere. That's the world we live in today, thanks to mobile data. It's a digital marvel that has transformed our lives in countless ways, connecting us to the vast expanse of the digital universe. So now that we've covered the basics, let's delve deeper into how this incredible technology operates. First, we need to understand the building blocks of mobile data, megabytes and gigabytes. A byte is the most basic level of data. It's a small unit of digital information that our devices use to represent all sorts of things, from a single character in a text message to a pixel in a photograph. Just think of it like an atom, the smallest constituent unit of ordinary matter that constitutes a chemical element. Now, when we talk about megabytes and gigabytes, we're simply referring to large groups of these bytes. A megabyte is roughly 1 million bytes, while a gigabyte is about 1 billion bytes. That's a lot of data. But what does this mean in practical terms? Well, let's put it into context. Sending a simple text email might take around 20 kilobytes. That's 20,000 bytes. A high-resolution photograph could be 5 megabytes or 5 million bytes. And streaming a high-definition video for an hour? That could use up to 3 gigabytes or 3 billion bytes. So you see, different online activities use different amounts of data. A few text messages here, a couple of photos there, it might not seem like much. But once you start streaming music, watching videos, or playing online games, the data usage ramps up quickly. This is why it's so crucial to understand the difference between megabytes and gigabytes. If your mobile data plan offers you 2 gigabytes per month and you stream an hour of high-definition video every day, you'll use up your data allowance in less than a week. But if you're mostly sending emails and browsing the web, those 2 gigabytes could last you the entire month. So, as you can see, these tiny bytes add up quickly when we're browsing the internet, streaming videos, or using apps. Now let's explore how these bytes of data get from the internet to your mobile device. You see, the transmission of mobile data is a fascinating process. It's a journey of invisible signals bouncing through the air, traveling at the speed of light. This journey begins with something we call cell towers. These towers are not just tall structures dotting the landscape, they are the gatekeepers of mobile data. When you surf the web, stream videos, or download files on your phone, your device sends a request to the internet. This request is converted into data packets, which are essentially small chunks of information that can be easily transmitted. These packets are then sent back to your device, but not without the help of our trusty cell towers. These cell towers are equipped with antennas that send and receive data via radio waves. These waves are part of the electromagnetic spectrum, just like the light we see or the heat we feel. The difference is that these waves are specifically designed to carry information in the form of these data packets. Now imagine, if you will, these data packets as tiny ships sailing through a sea of radio waves. They set off from the cell tower, navigating the airwaves until they reach the shores of your mobile device. It's a voyage that takes only milliseconds, but it's one that happens countless times every day. Once these data packets reach your device, they are received by your phone's antenna. Your device then converts these waves back into digital data that it can understand. This data is then processed and presented to you as the websites, videos, or files you requested. But it's not just a one-way street. Your device also sends data back to the cell tower, creating a continuous loop of information exchange. This two-way communication is what allows you to interact with the internet in real time, from liking a post on social media to streaming your favorite show. And that's how data makes its way to your device. But how does your device know which data to receive? Every device connected to the internet has a unique identifier known as an IP address. Now picture this. You're sending a postcard to a friend. You'd need to write their address on it, right? Well, the internet works in a similar way. When you request a web page or send a message, your device sends out data packets. These packets need to know where to go, and that's where IP addresses come in. Think of an IP address as a device's home address on the internet, just like how a postal worker uses a home address to deliver mail to the right place. The internet uses IP addresses to ensure data gets delivered to the correct device. Without this unique identifier, your data packets would be lost in the vast city of the internet, not knowing which device to deliver the information to. Now here's where it gets interesting. Your mobile device's IP address isn't always the same. It changes. Imagine if your home address changed every time you went to a different city. That's pretty much what happens with your mobile device. As you move from one location to another, your device connects to different networks, and each network assigns it a new IP address. This is known as a dynamic IP address. This dynamic nature is actually pretty handy. It allows for more devices to be connected to the internet, as IP addresses can be reused once a device disconnects from a network. It also enhances your online security. By frequently changing your IP address, it becomes harder for unwanted entities to track your online activities. So, next time you're browsing the internet on your mobile device, remember that there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Your IP address is working hard, guiding your data packets like a seasoned postal worker, ensuring they reach the right device at the right time. So, your IP address is like your device's address in the vast city of the internet. So, how is this data supplied to us? This is a question that might have popped up in your mind once or twice. The answer lies in the role of Internet Service Providers, or ISPs, and mobile network operators. ISPs are companies that provide you with access to the internet. They own and manage the physical infrastructure necessary to connect to the global network we call the internet. This includes the cables, routers, servers, and other equipment necessary to transmit data across the globe. Now, mobile network operators, or MNOs, on the other hand, are the ones who provide cellular network services to mobile phone users. They own the infrastructure and spectrum licenses that allow your mobile devices to connect to their network. When you sign up for a mobile data plan, you're essentially purchasing access to this infrastructure from your ISP or MNO. These plans typically come with a certain amount of data, measured in megabytes or gigabytes, that you can use within a specific period, usually a month. Once you've used up this data allowance, you'll either need to purchase more data or wait until the next billing cycle to continue using mobile data. But how does this work in practice? Well, every time you use your mobile data, your device sends a request to your service provider. This could be for a website, a video, an email, or anything else that requires internet access. Your provider then sends this request along their network, ultimately reaching the server hosting the data you're after. This server sends the data back along the network to your device, allowing you to view the website, watch the video, or read the email. So, every time you use your mobile data, you're drawing from the data allowance you've purchased from your provider. This is why it's important to be mindful of how much data you're using, especially if you're on a limited data plan. The more data you use, the quicker you'll use up your allowance, and the sooner you'll need to top up or wait for your next billing cycle. So, that's the journey of mobile data from the vast web of the internet, right to the palm of your hand. And remember, every byte counts. So we've covered a lot of ground today, haven't we? We dove in deep, starting with the magic of mobile data, shedding light on how this intangible entity has the power to connect us to the world in a matter of seconds. We then broke down the building blocks of mobile data. From bits to bytes, megabytes to gigabytes, we learned how these units of data are stacked up to store and transmit information. Our journey continued as we explored how mobile data is transmitted, tracing the invisible path from towering cell sites to our handheld devices. We also delved into the crucial role of IP addresses, those unique identifiers facilitating our online communications. Finally, we saw how mobile data is supplied, understanding the intricate process that allows us to stream, browse, and download at our leisure. Remember, every swipe, every click, every message sent, there's a world of technology at work. Next time you browse the web on your phone, remember the incredible technology that makes it possible.